All right, guys, we are in week 5 of our cycle. We only have 1 week to go before we get into some testing transition. For those that have been with us since the beginning of this cycle, things will start to get a little heavy this week. All right, so we've been doing bench press or some version of bench press each week. Today is going to be a 12-minute window to complete 12, 10, 8, 6 is the rep scheme. Okay, every rep is going to be 3 seconds lowering, 1 second pause at the bottom, explode back up. Okay, so the recommendation here is to start around 65% and build as you go. All right, so if you think about it, 12-minute window to get all these done, you're going to be doing about every 3 minutes or so. Okay, so again, let's review. Some people have maybe just joined us for this cycle, so you don't have percentages, that's fine. You're going to be just building, but let's talk about the basics of form as always. So when you set up, starting with the feet, you want to be able to press the feet down into the ground so heels stay flat, pressing, feeling that tension in your hamstrings and your butt, keeping that nice arch in your low back. When the bar comes out of the rack, okay, finding your grip. So remember, we generally recommend just outside shoulder width grip. There is a lot of variation that you can do here, but we like this because it's the most transferable to other movements like dips and pressing overhead, handstand push-ups. Okay, so find your grip. Feet are pressed into the floor. You come out of the rack. First thing, pull the shoulder blades back against the bench. Squeeze the barbell very tight. And we're going to do 3 seconds down. Pause at the chest for 1 second. Explode back up. Okay? So this will get really hard to control that descent. And when you don't get to do that, it's called a stretch reflex. You don't get to drive right back up. That makes it more challenging out of the bottom as well. So this is a great time to build our strength, work on technique. Like any big lift, barbell movement, holding your breath, getting a big belly breath, and holding it during the rep is going to help you with that strength as you push out. So that's our strength today. Let's talk about our conditioning. Okay, guys, our conditioning for today, we got a 16-minute AMRAP with a 50-foot handstand walk, some rowing, and then burpees over the rower. So we'll spend a bunch of time talking about the handstand walk variations. It's 50 feet per round. As always, feel free to scale the distance there. If you're kind of on the edge, I'll give you a wall drill you can use, but it's always okay to just scale the distance down, so maybe 25 feet, something like that, or just practice for, like a minute. Just get as far as you can and then move to the next movement. So the big thing with learning the handstand walk is comfortable kicking up and making sure that you're leading with the feet. I talked about this last week with learning the handstand walk. We want to avoid kicking up and the hands are always leading where the feet are kind of behind you. You need to get comfortable with the feet leading, all right? So a good kick up, and then you let the feet and hips guide you as you go, okay? So to practice that and to build strength, of course, there's a lot of variations that we can do. The most basic one is to do a bear crawl. So you can do double the distance of the bear crawl. All right, so bear crawl is just hands and feet on the ground, focus on keeping your chin tucked, and you can walk kind of similar to a handstand walk with your feet on the ground. Okay, moving up into some of the wall drills, doing a wall walk. So we have 3 wall walks per round, where you're going to start at the bottom of that push-up, right? You step your foot up to the wall. Once both feet are on the wall, then you're going to walk your hands as far back as you feel comfortable. If you can do nose to the wall, that's the normal standard. Walk yourself back forward and to the ground. Okay, if you're not comfortable going nose to wall, just go up as high as you feel comfortable. Okay, so 3 reps for wall walk is a good scale. The other one that we like is the line drill. So if I get some lines on the ground, okay, and you can start kind of practicing a little, think about it like a rep. So I'm going to try to just do a small handstand walk, start maybe just line to line. As you get more comfortable, you can start further back. Okay? So basically you're just doing small wall-supported walks. Do maybe 5 or 6 of those per round, again, just to practice. So that's all the stuff, ways we can do handstand walking drills. From there, you're going to do rowing for calories, and then finish with burpees over the rower. So burpees over the rower are tough. When you get off the rower, remember this might be sliding around, so I recommend push that forward. These are going to be lateral, which means that you're going to stay parallel to the rower. Okay, when you jump over, it has to be a 2-footed jump. This is pretty thick, pretty high, so sometimes people like to turn and make sure they get that jump over. We want to avoid doing single hop overs like that. Okay, of course you can scale this to do regular burpees if you're not comfortable jumping over, but that is our AMRAP for today. Have fun with it. We'll see you tomorrow.